Hello folks, welcome to Legacy IS Academy. In this video, we will be discussing a current affair topic presented to you by your faculty. So what is the topic that we will be discussing today? Assam passes your UCC Uniform Civil Code Bill in 2026. This becomes the third state to do such a thing. First, as usual, I will explain it like a story, then we will get into the video. So what happened was, your Uniform Civil Code is a DPSP, Director Principle of State Policy, where for very long time we have been thinking that throughout India, for all of India, let's create a uniform civil rights. What does this uniform civil rights means? For example, marriage. Now, when I say marriage, the things that come after your marriage, with respect to divorce, property, succession, live-in relationship, all of this included. So this throughout India, everyone के लिए it has to be brought about in a uniform manner, was what your rough aspect of UCC was. Now I said in the beginning that Assam Legislative Assembly passes this UCC bill, makes the third state, which means which are the other two states? One is your Uttarakhand, another is your Gujarat, which are now yet in the implementation stage. The third state to pass this will become your Assam. Now, if you see, with respect to the civil rights, be it with respect to marriage or anything, these are coming in your concurrent list, where both center and state can legislate. Now, how the events went forward in your passing of this UCC bill was, Assam government, that is, a bill was introduced in Assam Legislative Assembly, stating that this UCC bill provisions will be applicable to everyone and all religions, excluding the scheduled tribes living in Assam. So when this was introduced, the opposition kept voicing their concerns as to no, let this be moved to the concerned expert committees. The speaker then said, no, let us move ahead for voting. When the speaker said this, the opposition went into the well of the house. Well means the podium is very nearby to the speaker, showing their discern that the voice of the opposition is not being heard. Okay, in this meanwhile, they were chanting Bharat Mata Ki Jai and all these things. So in the meanwhile, when it was put forward, the bill was moved. That is, the bill was passed. After the bill was passed, it was received with a thunderous applause. Okay, so as of now, Assam joins the list of states which have passed Uniform Civil Code Bill. Okay, so why is this in news? Assam Assembly has passed the Uniform Civil Code Bill of 2026, and this is the third state to pass the UCC, that is Uniform Civil Code, and make it into a law, right behind your Uttarakhand and Gujarat. So what is Uniform Civil Code? Again, like we mentioned, it's one common civil code for all of India, which is irrespective of your religion. Okay, this replaces the personal laws with regard to each religion. What are the civil laws with respect to marriage, divorce, adoption, succession, inheritance, live-in relationship, all of these? Then we tell Uniform Civil Code, it is in Article 44 of your DPSP, where the state should endeavor to secure for citizens a uniform civil code throughout the territory of India. Now, when we say DPSP, it's not a fundamental right, which means it is not legally enforceable, nor is it justiciable, but it just guides the state's policies. So what are the key features of Assam's UCC bill? There will be a common rule for all communities, irrespective of your religion. Okay, it's a religion neutral civil law. There is a ban on polygamy, multiple marriages, and also if you are in a live-in relationship, you have to register the live-in relationship. Understanding? So if you don't register the live-in relationship, then you can even be jailed up to 3 months of time. Then this also has the legal procedures, which is regarding marriage, divorce, and succession rules. But these rules will not apply to the scheduled tribes living in Assam. Okay, so how was the political developments we saw in your Assam's Legislative Assembly? The opposition demanded that this be select to this bill be sent to expert committee so that we will get a wider consultation. But the speaker put it for voting, asked the CM to move it for voting. So then, okay, your opposition kept voicing out by chanting slogans, and then this bill was moved and was received with huge thunderous applause, finally stating that the bill is moved and now it becomes an act. So if you see what are the arguments in favor of UCC, see, like any topic, there will be both pros and cons for a particular issue. So the positives, if you see here, it creates an equality in the law, or a religion neutral civil law will be there. So gender justice, it protects women's rights, it prevents discriminatory practices against women. The constitutional goal of Article 44 of your DPSP is also met with. And it reduces the complexities which are there in the personal laws. And also it creates a uniform identity with respect to your civil laws. Now, what are the arguments against this? Again, this affects religious freedoms under your fundamental rights of Article 25, 26. And India has a lot of plural traditions. We have very composite culture, and also because of the federal aspect where central and state both can frame laws, there will also be issues with regarding to the regional customs. Then there will be tribal rights which make it weaken, but here Assam has told specifically this will not apply to the scheduled tribes living in Assam. Okay, and minority also fears with respect to the tyranny of majority. Now, if you see few of the Supreme Court cases with regarding to this, first is your Shah Banu case where they favored a uniform civil code and are focused on gender justice. So where they held that it upholds the Muslim women's right for maintenance, and also just the Shah Banu case also where they have held that triple talaq is unconstitutional, making sure that your UCC discussions was further brought on a higher level of debate. If you say with other states, Uttarakhand becomes the first state to enact your uniform civil code and using a comprehensive coverage. Gujarat was the second state to bring this about. Gujarat is in the implementation stage. Now, a state like Goa. Goa has been following a common civil code adopted from your Portuguese period of time, or that was from your 1869. Now, Assam becomes the third state where they have passed this and they've told polygamy will be banned, and also scheduled tribes living in Assam are exempted from your UCC. So, they're trying to balance both here, unity as well as the rights of your estates. So, states also can legislate like we discussed earlier in marriage and succession because they will come under concurrent list. Okay. So, states exercise their legislative power. That is also something that is plausible because it comes under concurrent list, so both can make laws. Why tribals are exempted? Again, here is where I told you the balancing act is seen as to it protects the customary tribal practice, uniformity with diversity. At the same time, it gives effect to your indigenous customs, culture, rights. Yeah. Now, if you're someone who likes local news, national news, international news, then subscribe to Legacy IS Academy channel as we provide deep insights into these topics. If you like our content, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, share it along with your friends. Thank you.